Hello, everyone. So we're here today. We really just wanted to be able to talk to the geospatial community in Northeast Ohio again and just let everybody know what kind of opportunities that we have at Lakeland that are available. We've also developed some new courses and have some new offerings, but there's also stuff that we do as far as events, as well as professional involvement, internships, and some other things. So we're just going to go through some of these opportunities that we have, and hopefully if anyone's interested, they can contact us or just let us know if you have questions as well. So I'm going to start by going over some of the general program that we have here, and then some of our adjuncts are here to talk about the new courses that we have offered that they teach, and then I will go over some of the additional opportunities that Lakeland has available. There we go. So the program itself is set up to have, we have a two-year degree. We also have 3 certificates available. So you'll see on the screen that our 2-year degree is really meant for entry level, direct into workforce for people changing industries or right out of high school. It can also be used to transfer to a 4-year degree. Our certificates, though, we have a professional certificate for people who are looking for geospatial skills, whether there's someone in your industry that is trying to learn more GIS, or a company that's just now incorporating GIS that hasn't in the past. Our newest certificate is UAS, is a drone certificate that looks at covering 107 drone technologies, as well as collecting data for mapping and the different components and requirements that go into that. So that's a lot of the independent courses that we're going to talk about today. Those are new that are being offered. So I'm going to turn this over right now to have them talk about those specific courses. So the first one up is our Introduction to UAS, which is our 107 course. So I'm going to turn that over to Corey.
All right. Hi, everybody. It's good to be part of the GIS Symposium again. This course, just really quickly, I'm a software engineer. I work in aerospace. I'm also a commercial drone pilot, adjunct faculty at Lakeland, and a member of the North Coast Drone Alliance board member. So I do a variety of software and drone-y things in the region. So this course is, as Bobby mentioned, this is new. This is our introduction to sUAS, or small uncrewed aircraft systems course. It's really intended to be an industry overview. And so we look at current uses in construction, conservation, agriculture, film, drone racing, kind of the whole spectrum of how people use drones commercially and recreationally. And of course, with a high focus on mapping and GIS. So we look at how UAS operations are incorporated into different industries, into projects and work, especially geospatial work. There's a hands-on component within the class. So we start folks out on simulators. We have build kits, so everybody gets to build and fly a small drone that they have built as part of the course, and we do some outdoor flight demonstrations with larger equipment as well. And we have folks from industry, drone UAS professionals come in and give demonstrations toward the end of the class as well. And that's with some larger and more sophisticated professional equipment as well. So that's a nice overview of industry material as well. All of this woven into this class is an FAA Part 107 test prep. And so we cover a lot of important material related to airspace, safety, procedures, all of the material that's required of you for the FAA knowledge test. So if you're interested in operating drones commercially, whether that's you individually as your own business, or if you're working in the capacity of a larger organization, you'll need that FAA certificate, that Part 107. And so this is a nice structured way to prepare for that. The audience for this class, we have a wide spectrum of folks who participate. We have retirees, we have professional folks who are working in different fields. ranging from marketing to GIS to construction. And then we have a lot of folks who are just students with very little or even no practical work experience. And so we really cover the gamut in this. People come to this class for a lot of different reasons. And so we try and accommodate everyone that's interested. Outcomes, things you'll get out of this class. It's definitely, as Bobby mentioned, it's a foundational class for the sUAS applications in Geospatial Technology certificate. So it's a certificate requirement. You get an understanding of the current state of the industry. You get some practical hands-on experience, and you get a pretty good idea, I think, of what it's like to use drones professionally. It's also, as I mentioned, it's a nice structured format for if you're planning to take your Part 107 test. It's a nice structured way to prepare that material in a group. So there are lots of folks who are involved who can help discuss material with you and answer questions and that sort of thing. So if you benefit from that kind of structure and group setting, it's a good way to do it. If you're interested in the class, you can get more information. We have a department website link at the end of the slideshow, and you're welcome, of course, to contact any of us directly. Our contact information is at the end as well. So from here, I'll hand it over to my colleague, Tom Taconet, to cover the next course.
Hello, everybody. I'm Tom Taconet. I am an adjunct in the GIS department at Lakeland, and I also own Avon UAS, which is an agricultural drone service provider. The 2740 flight and planning class essentially is meant for people that are GIS professionals and also that have their Part 107 operating certificate and want to learn more about the process of creating a 2D or 3D map using drone technology. We will cover flight planning, mission planning, equipment. So what drone do I need to create the desired map? What type of sensor do I need to create it? We will go over the different types of sensors from both a standard spectrum, multi-spectrum, thermal, global versus rolling shutter, and the different drone platforms that can carry the required sensors. We will talk about weather management to make sure that we understand the type of weather we can create different types of maps in. We will talk about on-site quality control, and then after we're done creating or acquiring the images, we will also then talk about creating the orthomosaics or the 3D models using several different industry standard tools such as Pix4D and ArcGIS. I don't have really anything else. Corey covered pretty much everything else related to the drone technology course, so I can then hand the next slide over to Alex.
Thank you, Tom. Hi, everyone. My name is Alex Irochi, and I'm an adjunct faculty member. I'm also the executive director of the Ashtabula County Land Bank. Prior to that, I was the database administrator at the Ashtabula County Auditor. So the focus on this class is to introduce basic automation concepts and how to apply them. The key selling point here is that we're going to be looking at how to make work life easier by eliminating all of your mundane and routine tasks. I think this conference has done an excellent job at showcasing the power of automation, specifically the session that was two sessions before ours with from Joe and the folks over at ODOT with Catherine and Steve. This class is it's designed for current GIS professionals. So if you're ever curious about making your own automation procedures, then this is definitely the class for you. And while it's about automation, our main tool is going to be the Python programming language. There's a couple reasons for that. But the reason why it's the ideal choice is because Python is very beginner friendly. It has a readable syntax and structure to it. And more importantly, Python is a big part of Esri's ecosystem. So we're gonna look at 3 different applications in or how Python can be applied to Esri products. We're going to start off by looking at ArcPy, which is a Python package for ArcMap and ArcPro. Then we're going to move on to the ArcGIS API for Python, which is a Python library that's going to help that helps with administering your ArcGIS Online and ArcGIS Enterprise environments. And then finally, we're going to take a look at ArcGIS Notebooks, which is Esri's their approach to unify spatial analysis with data science. I'm sure most of you probably here know this, that it's just Jupyter Notebooks, which will be the preferred coding environment for the course. And if there is anybody here who's not familiar with it, Jupyter Notebooks is a great tool for learning and testing Python scripts. It allows you to add markup text to your scripts, and also you can run your script section line by line and section by section. So looking at some outcomes, I can't stress this enough. If this sounds like it's too much, don't worry. This is not a Python programming class. We're only going to be covering the fundamentals. So just think of it as everything you want to know about Python while learning the least amount of it as necessary. So specific outcomes would be when to recognize, when to automate tasks, gaining familiarity with ArcPy and ArcGIS API for Python, the ability to comprehend Python scripts, learning Jupyter Notebooks, and then finally, having enough understanding to write your own custom Python scripts. So I hope this sounds interesting. I encourage you to sign up for the class and share it with others, share it with your colleagues. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. And I look forward to hopefully seeing some of you this fall. And I'll turn it back over to Bobby. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. So those are the newer courses that we've added to the program. So also at Lakeland, we have an internship program, which is for any of our graduates or students in our program that are going through the full program or going for an entire certificate. Certain certificates require internships. We also have mentoring. We do service learning projects and job shadows for students to help them become more familiar and to help them have more hands-on work. So this slide really just shows a lot of the organizations we've worked with in the past in any of those following capacities, whether they've had an intern, done mentoring for our students. We've done service learning projects for them in our classrooms within our courses, or have provided job shadowing for our students. So this is another one of those opportunities for professionals that we have available as far as being involved in the geospatial community and helping those new GIS industry professionals that will be entering the workforce, ways to contribute and give back. We've had a lot of success over the years with organizations in the regions wanting to develop and create more access for students. We've done a lot of published service learning projects. A lot of the student work is on our website, and I do have a link for that at the end of the presentation. So within this, we've had different people come in as part of our geospatial professional network. So that's a network that we have created where any professional can sign up and become part of that network and check off those things that they're interested in doing. We have different lunches, we have different groups, different meetings. If they want to do job shadowing, if they have field activities that students can be part of. I know every summer that Roy Lyric with Bluestone Heights, he has an event where he will have my students from my physical geography class come out and they'll do a field activity with him. So there's a lot of different ways that professionals can be involved. We have documentation we can give for GISP credits as far as, working with students, contributing, that giving back to the industry, to the profession. One of the other things that is a huge thing for us, for our students as a program, as being involved with the community and the profession in the region, is our networking and events that we do. I mentioned our Geospatial Professional Network, and becoming a part of that potentially. If you're interested, we have those forms available. We also we do career fairs. We have a rather large GIS day that we do. We do WEGIS events. So we have a Women in GIS group here at Lakeland, and we are always encouraging any women within the industry that want to participate. Over the past years, because of the pandemic, we have done a lot of this remotely. So we've enlarged our reach and our area for the women that participate in that. We have people from all over the country who participate in our WEGIS events. So we have 1 to 2 of those a year. We also have different drone events. I am one of the board members as well for the North Coast Drone Alliance, with Corey and Tom as well. And there are a lot of drone flight events for the public to come out, to be involved, to educate. We're working hopefully to create a drone day here at Lakeland in the future, but there are different events. These organizations listed here are some of the things that the faculty and the students are involved with, that we participate in. We have memberships. We are institutional member for URISA, and we provide that for our students. We have an industry advisory board as well, that we look for regionals, professionals in the region to participate on. We are currently looking for someone in the drone industry to join our advisory board. Some of the other opportunities, though, are speaking to classes, being speakers, doing field days. We do have with our internship class, and on occasion we set up mock interviews for the students, for professionals to look at their resumes, to talk to them about being a professional in this industry. We've done some lunch talks in the past as well. So we have a lot of opportunities where we as a college with our students want to be involved in the geospatial profession, the industry in Northeast Ohio, as well as ways that professionals can give back and help mentor and educate and guide a lot of the new professionals moving into the industry. So that's a lot of what we have here. There's stuff on our website as well. Here's the link to our webpage. We also have a part-time position available in the department. It's 10 hours a week, but it's for the senior program assistant. And that position really helps us create and maintain and put on a lot of the events that we do, help manage student internships and contacts with professionals, as well as our professional network. So I have a link up there if you know anyone who's interested in that. I also want to make sure I plug save the date for our GIS day. It is November 15th. It'll be from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And we are looking at creating a bigger vendor expo, hopefully this year, and having a lot of it more relate to the vendors and talking about how they use GIS in the industry for students and the public that attend the event. That's covers a lot of and most of what our opportunities are. If there's any questions, we can answer those.
Bobby, there was one question in the chat regarding courses offered remotely. Can you speak to what?
Yeah, so right now, most of our geospatial courses are on campus, but the way that we schedule our courses are in the evenings for professionals. We are slowly trying to convert a lot of our program over to online, but that is extremely difficult given that we are an application-based program. I mean, we cover theory, but a lot of our work is hands-on, and that involves installing the software, working through virtual desktops and a lot of stuff. So That we have found to be a little bit of a lag. So we are still working on moving a lot of our courses online. We have one of our initial GIS courses is online. We also offer our, the automation class is synchronous and remote. That one is online and remote. That is also a 2-credit class offered one night a week as a hybrid. So a lot of our courses that are not remote are hybrids, one night a week on campus or asynchronous. Our 2 drone classes, due to seasonality, daylight time, weather, are offered on Saturdays from 10 to 1:30, I think is the time frame for those. And those are also hybrid, just 8 weeks. Also, each course is only 8 weeks long. So we can offer both courses in the same semester. So 1740 is 8 weeks on Saturdays, and then 2740 is also 8 weeks on Saturdays. The process automation course is a regular full semester, 16 weeks, but again, hybrid, one night a week. It is set at a specific time, synchronous, but it is done remotely online. I think that covers most of the course options that we have. If it's anyone looking for our full program, the 2-year degree, a lot of the geography courses are offered remotely. But right now we are still working. We have one GIS class that we do remotely, can be done asynchronous. So we are still developing all of that. And any input from professionals on things that have worked for them in the past with any online GIS courses. We also, the faculty here, Mark Gislow and I, are always open to any input that the industry has or would like to offer us on things that have worked for them in the past. So I hope that answers that question.
There was a comment here, just so that for maybe people that aren't looking at the chat, but Monica Day over at the Regional Sewer District, her comment is, it's a great program. We have hired several interns coming out of the Lakeland program. Keep up the good work. I will add to that I was actually over at Lakeland a few weeks ago. Consummate professionals. They're looking for feedback from the GIS community. And so they're doing their homework, trying to figure out what the needs are out there. I also want to impress upon the folks that are in attendance right now. We all got into this profession one way or the other. We either found GIS or GIS found us. I think it's important that we let people know what we do, and how what we enjoy about our careers, and probably impress upon them that this is something that they can do for a career, because it's not like engineers, doctors, and lawyers, right? Everybody knows you can be one of them, but not everybody knows you can be a GIS professional. So, and it's such a broad spectrum of things that you can do with this technology. And folks just need to know that. Then they need to get educated and trained on it so that they can get out into the world and experience what we all know and love, and that is this technology, right? That's why we're all here today. So yeah, Lakeland is a great resource for up here in Northeast Ohio, but you know what? I think it sounds to me like what Bobby was saying is that it may be soon a resource for anybody across the state and the region. So yeah, thanks folks for coming and giving us an overview of the program. Sounds like a lot of great offerings. I know that I'm very interested in that drone program, and I'm also very interested in the internship program. I think I expressed that when I was out there that we want to do more here at Cuyahoga County and expanding our offerings to help mentor and bring young professionals into the GIS arena, to learn the ropes. So thank you all for the presentation today.
I see one more question.
Oh, there's another question that came through.
If we have a minute, Tom.
Oh, sure.
There was a question put in there about incorporating options for professionals to join classes remotely. We do that as well. So one of the things that we do for professionals is with our evening classes or synchronous classes that are scheduled at a specific time on campus, we allow professionals to log in. So we sort of do the on-campus and the online course at the same time. So you log in online as the class is actually happening in the classroom. So you can participate in the lectures and discussion. And then we have a system set up so that every student can work remotely on the GIS coursework. So I guess in some ways we do have remote options. They're just not what most people would consider your typical, the course is fully remote. You can log into the live lectures as they're happening. So we do have quite an expansive opportunity to be completely remote if that is the way you need to move through the program. It's just not listed that way when you go to look at the program online. So I wanted to make sure I made that clear. Online, when you go and look at our courses, they don't look like we have a remote option. But if you contact Mark Gislow or myself, we will set that up for professionals who need that. I just wanted to make sure I clarified that.
Excellent. Some flexibility there, right? Sounds great. So reach out to Bobby and Mark and any one of the folks that you see on here. I'm sure that if they can't answer your question, they can get you in the right direction, right? So again, folks, appreciate Lakeland for participating in the symposium.